I wasted so many years doing studies that didn't work for me because I didn't have the self-awareness to realize that they would just not work for me. My assumption was that I was just lazy, I wasn't focused enough, I just didn't have the discipline to make these studies work. I made it really personal. I decided that, hey, if these types of studies work for so many other artists, why wouldn't they work for me? And then I just punished myself over and over again by feeling bad that this type of study, the regular use of study wouldn't work for me. Looking back, I feel really bad for that version of myself because drawing should be fun. Drawing should be enjoyable. You can find joy in the challenge, but you have to make it personal. You have to find ways that work for you. And looking back, I just wish I could reach out and be like, hey, buddy, there are different ways to do this. You don't have to do it the painful way. It doesn't have to be hard. Like you're not a badass just because you're doing this painful thing. You can find ways to enjoy it, and that is ultimately what will make this all worth it. The way that I improve my art and learn new subject matter now is direct application. So that's what you're seeing on the screen right here. I'm working on a piece that has butterflies in it, these beautiful butterflies. I'm pulling up a bunch of reference. I'm looking at reference, and then whatever I'm learning from looking at this reference, I will apply directly to a piece that I actually care about. So I'm making a piece, I'm designing a piece around this subject matter. I'm making sure that I'm including a lot of the subject matter in the piece and then learning directly on a piece that I care about. And this makes the drawing process so much more fun, and it makes it so much easier to learn new things. This might be very intimidating if you've never tried to do studies this way and you've never tried to do direct application in this way, but trust me, it's worth it because you can always just start over if you make big mistakes, or just let the mistakes live on their own. They're learning lessons, and at least you're making pieces that are finished that you can show to the world if you want to, or at least so that you can look at it and be like, hey, here are things that I care about. This actually looks kind of fun. This feels satisfying. So let's go over 4 reasons why this works so well for me. The number 1 reason, and I already mentioned this, is that it's so much more fun. Whenever I did regular studies, I felt like I was just going through the motions. I didn't particularly care about the studies. I felt like I was just doing the studies to get to a point where I'd be better so I can do the things that I actually cared about, which is a strange way to do it. Like, why am I doing this studying thing before I do the thing that I care about? Like, that makes sense if you're in medicine and you're trying to take care of people. Obviously, do the studies you have to study. But this is art. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't just try to apply it directly. And maybe that's challenging, maybe that's hard to do, but at least it's worth it. It's so much more fun when you're like working on a piece that means something to you instead of just standalone studies that meant nothing. Now, I'm not telling you not to do studies. If doing studies is fun for you, then do them. Stop watching this video right now and just go do your studies if you actually enjoy them. But for me, I didn't enjoy them. I didn't find any joy in it. It made my art maybe a little bit better, but honestly, I think I would have improved 100 times faster, 1,000 times faster if I actually just focused on doing pieces that I cared about, because it'd be so much more fun. I would have felt so much more energized and focused while working on pieces that I cared about. Reason number 2 this works so well for me is that it doesn't take extra time. This idea that I'm going to do studies and then do drawings I care about as 2 separate things adds a lot of time. So if you are a hobbyist, this can be very difficult to do because you probably don't have that much time. I think a lot of the art advice that we get comes from art teachers who pursued it as a career. So it made so much sense for them to be spending 2-3 hours a day doing art studies and then 2 hours doing art they cared about because they had the time in their schedule. But if you're doing this for fun, it could be very difficult to be like, well, I'm gonna do studies and then somehow I'm also supposed to fit in time to do drawings I care about. So doing direct application just merges the 2 so that you have more time to draw and draw in a way that you actually enjoy. That's why this works really well for me, because I don't like having to spend tons and tons of time drawing in a way that I don't care about it. Reason number 3 is that there's positive pressure. Whenever I do these types of drawings, I feel like I have the wind at my back. I feel like the drawing is pushing me forwards in a way that feels enjoyable. When I was doing these studies separately, they just felt heavy. There was pressure, but it was negative. The energy and the vibe of it was just off. It didn't feel right for me. So that is a huge part of what makes this feel good, is that there is pressure, but it's not judging me the same way. It's not looking down upon me. The pressure is pushing me upwards. It's like, hey, here you go. You got this. Like, that's the energy that I get from doing these types of studies. While the regular types of studies, I felt very judged while doing them. And I know that that's all in my mind. It's all in my body. But ultimately, that's a big part of why these types of studies work way better for me. Reason number 4 is that the piece ends. When you are doing separate studies, you can just do them endlessly. There's no real endpoint unless you set one. Now that is a beautiful part of being an artist, is that you get to study the beauty of the world endlessly. You can spend your entire life studying faces and figures, and you're barely scratching the surface of all the beauty there is to be experienced there, which is an amazing thing. But when you are doing studies that are just endless, it almost feels like there's no checkpoint in your progress. But when you do finish pieces and do direct application of studies, there's an endpoint to the drawing. You finish it and then you get to look at it. And that felt really good for me. Now you can build that into your study practice if you are someone who prefers regular studies. You can take time to review, you can make checkpoints, you can set limitations. Of course, you can do those things, but I feel like this way of working kind of just naturally lends itself to the strategy. And that's why it works really well for me. Now I want to be very, very clear. Drawing exercises are immensely valuable. If you're a beginner artist and you haven't done a lot of drawing, doing some drawing exercises to get the skills down is tremendously valuable. But even then, try to apply those lessons directly to things that you actually care about. Don't do drawings that don't give you joy. Don't do drawings that don't matter to you. Try to make them matter to you. Try to care, because that is ultimately what this is about. If you're not caring about your drawings, why would anyone else care about your drawings? You have to care about it first. It has to come from you. The beauty, the love has to come from you. So start doing that from the beginning. You do not have to be a great artist to do that, by the way. If all you can draw are basic shapes, you can create beautiful pieces with basic shapes. There's tons of abstract, beautiful art that is immensely meaningful to the people who create them and for a lot of the viewers who look at those pieces, right? So put that belief in yourself. Put the time into it. Try to make pieces that you care about. It's a big part of why my mindful drawing course is so focused on doing pieces that have meaning to you. We focus so much on using intuitive drawing to express yourself and dive deep into how you feel about drawing while expressing yourself through the drawing. If you are interested in learning intuitive drawing, make sure to check out my mindful drawing course. It's especially useful for people who struggle with perfectionism and art block because it cured me of all those things. I feel like I can draw endlessly now, and that all comes from learning this process of intuitive drawing. So if that is interesting to you, check out the link below, and I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye. And also click this video right here. This video, the algorithm wants you to watch this video, learn more things, spend more time with me. Yay.